Bernard, Armagh beat Galway by 16 points to 112. And before the game, in the last couple of weeks, I've been tipping up Galway to be the All-Ireland winners this year because I hadn't believed in Kerry so much, and they go and smash Loud there yesterday. But the thing that kind of would worry me if I was a Galway supporter is Shane Walsh missed a penalty and that late free. And I know anyone can miss either, but to miss both, and he'd only, I think, 3 points from play in the entire championship before this. You had Paul Conroy and Peter Cook with wild wides late on, just completely skewed shots. And I just wonder, where's the composure with Galway? Or am I being a little unfair now?
No, it's a fair point. I watched the game closely, and I actually said that to myself as well. You look at Shane Walsh's form, it's a huge worry, despite what you can sugarcoat it any way you like. He's not the same player he was last year since the Club All-Ireland series. I would say, Mayo, if you were to say it now, Mayo probably would rather, and Kevin McStay rather, to draw nearly away, if you like, to really galvanise them, get them going. There's pressure on Galway to deliver, but I thought they did a lot of silly things yesterday. There was no composure, as you said, but the wild shooting, wrong shot options, some of the main players really not in the best of form. And look at Comer, like a fully fit Damien Comer is a huge difference. Like, they've only a week to get it right. Yes, there's some damn good players there, but the likes of Comer and the likes of Walsh. And Ian Burke has been very, very quiet. He's not really doing what we'd expect him to do at the level he has done in the past. That's another worry for me as well, up front. And midfield, yet McDade, you have Conroy and guys like that. And defensively, they were opened up quite a bit, particularly in the air. I just think in the air, they're struggling with a high ball on occasions as well. If you look at Mernon and players like that. And outside of Kelly, I think Kelly has been incredible, probably one of the players of the season this year. But yes, they've it all to do. They're capable of doing it. And, they love the challenge. Whoever wins this game next weekend, it's a huge, huge victory for them and really sets them up for Croke Park, etc. But Galway, still question marks. But what a gigantic, titanic struggle next weekend between those two titans over there. And I think Galway's forwards, if you were saying it right, if you were looking at it now as the weak Bills, Galway have a few more issues maybe than Mayo, and the pressure's on, particularly when they're at home. But they're three key marquee forwards. And Comer's fitness, Walsh and Burke, for me, is a worry. That triangle there, if they don't perform, they won't win.
Yeah, and Sean Kelly, if he's injured as well, because he was so good. Like the leadership to number one, go up and win the penalty, 2 to score his own goal. He actually burst through for a point as well that he pulled over with his foot from the ground. But like for Armagh, they finished top of the group now, Phil. And they did this without Rian O'Neill, who of course was suspended. Kieran McGeeney had plenty to say afterwards. Now, he wasn't naming names, but he was talking about people tweeting and looking for clicks for their articles.
Was that you, Shane?
Is great for him. Huh? No, it couldn't have been me anyway. I think you might have been talking about someone from Derry. But what did you make of that for Armagh? Like, they now, they'll have Rian O'Neill coming back. They have an extra week off. They have players like Andrew Mernon flying. So they've got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I must say, like, Geezer's always fascinating. When he chats, he's really interesting. He seems to have a black book like Paul Galvin of critics that he is his go-to. To me, Armagh probably the most frustrating team in Ireland, because I look at them and I think they had such talent. And I thought, like, Geezer's been there long enough. I thought they kind of, when they did a job on Dublin and Croker and were playing that long angled ball into Rian O'Neill and he ran amok, I thought they kind of finally settled on a really exciting, winning formula. And then they turned around this year and played this kind of, football from a decade ago, setup wise. The rationale, supposedly they were preparing for, Ulster. So I find that when they go for it, sometimes they just play with too much fear and caution and overthink things. Like the Galway match last year, I was actually there kind of watching it from the other side of the stand, and I couldn't get over, like, Rian O'Neill came into it as one of the hottest tickets and he basically played out as a loose, drifting centre forward role where he had minimal impact. Armagh were limping to defeat until they got a jammy goal with the end. And we all remember Rian O'Neill's unbelievable kick, but like Armagh were done without really going for the game. So that's why, again, was it against Tyrone? Like they created various goal chances, and at times they're playing very well. But just, I think if they had showed a little bit more ambition at Tara, just less caution and went for, I think the talent is there. And again, they proved it, in fairness to Geezer. Maybe it's all part of the master plan, because the group worked out and they earned their stripes at the weekend, and particularly without Rian O'Neill. But I don't know, I just thought even looking for Rian O'Neill to get off for what he did, I thought it was, just take it on the chin, lads, and get going, because he was banged to rights for dropping his knee that time. So look, yeah, they've great potential. I'd love to see them trust themselves a bit more.